We are the anchors of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. DeSantis, once critical of Trump's politics and approach, now feels comfortable shaking hands with him. What does this mean for Florida and LGBTQ+?
Darren Chris, known for Glee, embraces queer culture despite identifying as straight. He mentions being influenced by 1990s San Francisco LGBTQ+ scene and talks about playing gay characters.
Todrick Hall, a former American Idol finalist, has released the album Icon, which features the sexy hit song Flex.
The new LGBTQ+ Women's Community Survey reveals diverse experiences of queer women in the U.S., highlighting challenges and the importance of community support.
At the United Methodists Worldwide General Conference, pivotal steps towards the LGBTQ+ inclusivity were taken, with bans dissolved and reforms considered.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ+ daily evening television news, broadcasting live and then available on demand. Available on all smart televisions, including Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. It's time to queer up the news for Wednesday, May 1st, 2024. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we're going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ+ evening news show. Whatever happens unique in LGBTQ+ news, you will see it and hear it.
Hotspots Magazine Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ+ community. Our mission is to support the 11 pillars of our LGBTQ+ community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of our queer culture, the Black community, Latino, lesbians and queer women, trans, students and youth, seniors, HIV and AIDS healthcare, business, social justice, and faith. Help us support our community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ+ nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
In 2024, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ+ experience, and our television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ+ and broader community.
Let's begin tonight by meeting tonight's anchors at Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome Bonnie Builder. She's the premier South Florida bodybuilding drag queen and the current reigning Mixed Marys. A recent graduate of FIU, Bonnie Builder is a trainer and comes to life with a microphone and a spotlight. Bonnie, Tobacco Road by Kush is holding drag queen trivia every Saturday with the hottest bitch around, you as host. Tell me what's happening.
Yeah. So I am a gorgeous, stunning, talented, boisterous, and sexy drag queen known as Bonnie Builder, and I will be hosting trivia on Saturdays from 4 to 6 in Brickell at Kush by Tobacco Road. I expect you all to come out, especially the educated ones. Jonathan, you can come too. And we're all going to have a great time. They have delicious wet beverages and food. So come on out.
Yes, get over there to Kush. I love it. That's going to be awesome. Next up, let's welcome Otto Zielke. From a successful career in financial marketing to his current role as the Director of Marketing and Sponsorship for the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida, Otto's journey is marked by accolades and achievements. The Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida is one of the world's largest and most important LGBTQ+ cultural arts organizations. So, Edward, the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida is gearing up to celebrate June Pride Month in a big way. Your celebration concert called Pride, Then, Now, and Forever will be at the Parker on June 29th. Tell me what's happening.
Yes, it's going to be our Pride concert celebration. It's celebrating multi-generations. We have people representing us from the 70s, 80s, all the way up into the Gen Z generation. So we're going to be having some great music. There'll be music that everybody can identify with, and it's just going to be a big celebration for Pride.
It's going to be amazing. Get your tickets today. Next up, let's welcome anchor Jonathan Casañas. He's the board member of Forward Miami. He's also one of the producers of the Gay Ocho Festival, the largest Latin diversity and inclusion festival in the nation. Jonathan, how are you, papi? Looking sexy as ever.
Oh, liar.
You do. And you smell nice, too.
Oh, that I do. I took a shower today.
Well, that's good. We all say thank you for that. So, John, the Ms. Out South Florida pageant will be held at Sunshine Cathedral on Saturday, May 18th. Tell me what's happening.
Well, you just said it. And it's a glamorous inaugural a pageant that Bonnie won't be there because it is glamorous, but it is happening right here at the Sunshine Cathedral. It's hosted by Melissa St. John, so I think it's gonna be amazing. Tickets are starting at $30 a seat. They do have VIP and group tickets, so the more you buy, the cheaper it is. So it's gonna be amazing. I hope everybody can make it.
Love that. Next up, meet Vaughn Biggs, Broward County HIV Health Services Planning Council's vice chair and disruptive advocate. Challenging outdated perceptions and fighting for HIV/AIDS rights. As Holy Cross's Health's community outreach coordinator, Vaughn smashes stigma through innovative campaigns and social media. Vaughn, the 2024 Wilton Manor Stonewall Pride Festival and the first ever Glow Night Parade is on June 15th. Tell me what's happening.
This is going to be great, but can you believe it's Pride Month? We're talking about Pride Month.
No.
But on top of that, yeah, Holy Cross is one of the sponsors for Pride this year, which is great. This Glow Up Parade is going to be in the evening, and they're asking for everybody in the parade to, on their floats to be lit up, no fire, of course. But everybody should come out in glow sticks and glow paint and glow in the dark paint. And I feel like, you know what? We all should glow so that Tallahassee can see us at night.
Absolutely. And of course, this is tonight's lead anchor, FayWhat. She is a legendary events host, television and radio personality, and the host of the FayWhat show on Mondays. Faye, Possum Mother's Day Go Potty, presented by Women's for Paws, is on May 11th. Tell me about that. What's happening there?
Yeah, so Possum Mother's Day Dog Potty by Women for Paws and the amazing Grace Lopez. May 11th is National Dog Moms Day, and we have created a special fundraiser event for paw parents, all right? This is a VIP, very important paw event, and it is by Women for Paws, and they are inviting you. Come celebrate Mother's Day with your furry best friend at our in-person event hosted by our paw friend, Ali Diaz. Search at Eventbrite for Possum Mother's Day Dog Party for your free tickets to a fun-filled day of activities, treats for all parents, friends, and their pups. There's going to be an auction, a raffle, and let's potty together and show some love to all the amazing dog moms out there. Don't miss out on this Possum event organized by Women for Paws. See you there and get your complimentary tickets today. Yes, that's what it's all about right there. So we are the reporters for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ plus community in South Florida and across America is diverse, and our community across the world is vast. Here are the bullet points of the queer news for today, Wednesday, May 1st, 2024. We begin this evening by queering up politics. Yup, Ron DeSantis just kissed Trump's ring. Democrats can't stop laughing. Though Ron DeSantis has paused his White House aspirations, the Biden administration is ensuring that the Florida governor's campaign rhetoric doesn't fade into obscurity. This week, DeSantis met with Donald Trump in Florida, purportedly discussing potential support for Trump's re-election bid. This encounter marked their first in-person meeting since DeSantis suspended his campaign in late January. During his campaign, DeSantis criticized Donald Trump's tendency to praise individuals who show allegiance to him, regardless of their competence. This week, Trump praised DeSantis on Truth Social, saying, quote, "I am very happy to have the full and enthusiastic support of Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida," end quote. The meeting was arranged by their mutual friend, Steve Witkoff of Shell Bay Club in Florida. Trump's post said that the conversation was mostly about making America great again and the future of Florida, which Trump thinks is fantastic. An official social media account affiliated with the Biden campaign couldn't resist juxtaposing these remarks with a video clip of DeSantis. In the video, DeSantis asserts that Donald Trump would praise even the most worthless Republican if they kissed his ring. All the Democratic supporters are commenting on the post, wondering why DeSantis did not say anything about the meeting with Trump. Here is what everyone is laughing about.
Cares about. You can be the most worthless Republican in America, but if you kiss the ring, he'll say you're wonderful. You can be the strongest, most dynamic, successful Republican and conservative in America, but if you don't kiss that ring, then he'll try to trash you. You know what? You deserve a nominee that's going to put you first, not himself first.
You know, have you ever gone out with someone that's maybe not that good looking, so you don't tell any of your friends that you went out with them?
Oh my.
Okay, that's kind of what has happened between Trump and you know who. You know, but I mean, again, this is no joking matter. The reality is that both of them sitting in a room trying to figure out how else to help our community makes me want to vomit. You know, the reality is that Trump, in his craziness, is not as organized as crazy DeSantis. You know, and it scares me that they're even sitting in a room kind of figuring out what's their next move and how they're going to hurt our community next.
What if they are trying to make it right? You know, what if they are trying to help figure
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. My apologies.
No, man, this is really bad for him. Honestly, it's super emasculating. I know it's a horrible word to use these days, but it really is. It's just embarrassing for him. We had the Marco Rubios of the world, the Carlos Jimenez of the world, and now it's just him, and it continues to trickle on down to the rest of the Republicans, and good for you, but as long as we keep pushing this out, I'm going to keep laughing my ass off.
Hasn't the state had enough already? I mean, we've had all of these leaders that, I don't know if I would call them leaders, but the Republican people down here in Florida, and it's just, it's really just a big old mess, I think, this whole party. You know, they say one thing and then they do the other, and it's really mind-boggling for me.
You know, it reminds me of that song, actually. DeSantis kissed the ring and he liked it.
Oh, God.
He obviously liked it.
That was a bad joke, Bob. I'm going to call you out on that shit. Now that you've been at the table 3 times, all the being nice to you is over.
Okay. Very good.
If you would have sang it,
No.
then we would have taken it, right? Right? Yeah. No.
Taking it right up the head. I'm going to say this. Democrats, do not linger on this too much. We have I don't know what party I'm part of, but Democrats have a tendency to hook onto like the tiniest thing and make that their campaign as if it's going to make major change. This, not what you should be focusing on. You have big things coming up, right? So I need you to focus. You can laugh at this, kiki at like the water cooler, but like let's get back on track. Don't be losing sight just because this little thing.
And
happened.
they did. Biden made some funny comments recently about Trump's hair already. I think he's going to get a little bit of a debate going on the nastiness that the Republicans have been shooting back. So hopefully he wakes up and kind of throws it back at them. But you're right. We should definitely move on. But I'm not going to shut up about this. I'm not running for president.
But okay, think about the egos in that room. Okay, who has a bigger ego? You know, Ron DeSantis or Trump? It's very close. Okay, hoping that will get in the way, and then they'll be like, okay, F you, F you.
What makes us think this isn't the evil plan that was planned all along?
They don't think that far ahead.
Well,
a little bit too simple.
You don't
for that.
think so?
I don't know, man. Everything is calculated.
They've been plotting.
I think these 2 figures weren't thinking that far ahead. They might have some going on in the back, but I don't think these 2 Lego heads was thinking that far.
I agree. I don't think they're that smart.
Okay,
I don't think they're that strategic.
They might have smarter people with them.
True.
That's
true.
That's what I'm thinking.
But they fuel on their own ego, so I think they're just going to do what they want to do anyway.
Yeah.
What's next, Ed?
Yes, well, let's queer up entertainment. Straight but culturally queer Darren Chris talks about playing gay at C2E2. Darren Chris, known for his role as Blaine Anderson on Glee, identifies as a straight cisgender man. Despite this, he emphasizes his connection to queer culture, stating, "I haven't been so culturally queer my whole life." He said this during a recent panel at the Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, A.K.A. C2E2. He said that 90% of the things that he has tried to learn from or emulate are queer. Chris revealed his upbringing in the 1990s San Francisco, where he witnessed the devastation of the AIDS epidemic. This deeply influenced his connection to narratives centered around LGBTQ+ themes. Speaking extensively about portraying Blaine and his relationship with Kurt, Chris emphasized the privilege he felt in depicting such a significant character. Despite his success, playing gay roles including Andrew Cunanan in the assassination of Giovanni Versace, American Crime Story, and Hedwig in the Broadway musical Hedwig and the Angry Itch, Chris expressed reservations while talking to Bustle in 2018 about continuing to accept queer roles. He voiced concerns about potentially occupying spaces that should be reserved for LGBTQ+ actors, saying, "I want to make sure I want to be another straight boy taking another gay man's role."
Being a cisgender, straight kid, we you go, oh, like, what are we getting a lot of these guys to talk about gay shit? I have been so culturally queer my whole life, and not because I'm trying. You know what? Actually, I was gonna say not because I'm trying to be cool, but I'm gonna erase that. It's because I am trying to be cool. 90% of the shit in my life that I have tried to emulate, learn from, and be inspired by is 100% queer as fuck. That's all. Hundreds of years. It's been from the queer community. These are people that I idolize, that I want to learn something from. And obviously that's a gross generalization, you know, that's a lot of things, a lot of people. But I grew up in San Francisco in the 90s. I watched men die around myself. Uncles were dying. There was an awareness of the gay experience that, like, was not a foreign concept to me. So it was a narrative that I cared deeply about. I'm not some fucking saint, or I have some kind of, like, I'm the man for the job.
It's great that, Darren now has this perspective that, maybe he needs to, maybe people need to take a look at some of the roles and maybe, make sure that we have good representation in terms of LGBTQ plus actors that are taking on roles, specifically if they're characters designed for LGBTQ plus. But it shouldn't also, hinder somebody who is talented and that could possibly play the role and step into it as well. I've seen the rise in the last 20 years with LGBTQ plus actors and in Hollywood in general. So, we're making strides and good progress in that area, but there's always definitely room for improvement.
Yeah, what's Darren Chris doing right now? Is he in something like fun now? Well, okay, if he's not, I haven't seen him since he played Andrew Cunanan.
Right.
Which was really good.
Which he did a great,
amazing
phenomenal job. But that was like 104 years ago, okay? So I don't remember what he's done recently. I think that Darren Chris has great PR people around him, right? Very smart people that don't want to get his ass canceled by our community, okay? The reality is it depends on which side of the fence you're on. If you believe that queer actors should be playing queer roles, or if you're okay with straight actors playing queer roles, okay? I personally think that if a straight actor is playing a queer role, they're taking that role away from someone queer that could be playing it, okay, more authentically. Just my own personal opinion, everybody can feel whatever the hell they want to feel,
Sure. Look, Darren Chris does work a lot, and every year he has this annual kind of Broadway kind of concert that he has with a bunch of Broadway actors. But Darren Chris is the gayest straight man I've ever seen in my life. And he's one of those people that I give a pass to for all queer things, even though I'm not all queer things. I definitely think like just his role in Glee is iconic enough to give him a pass to do other things.
That was 143 years ago.
So what? He is a advocate of us, and as you can see, he knows very much how to use his words to advocate for us and say things the right way so that he doesn't get in trouble. But listen, if I was an actor and I wanted a straight role, hopefully they can give me that straight role. And if he wanted that gay role, hopefully we can give him that gay role. And that's how I see it. It has to be fair on both ends.
Got you. Vaughn, what do you think?
Yeah, I look at, because of my age and seeing, and I call them child stars, right? You get pigeonholed. You get pigeonholed into roles, right? Like either it's going to be an evil villain or it's always going to be somebody killing someone. He made such a great job at this role and the next role that he played. And I just kind of want to say, once you play gay, you may not go back.
Once you have a sweaty man next to you while you're acting, you might never go back.
Yeah, right.
So you might be right, Vaughn.
He brought no cards for all these jokes. Yeah, he had a ghostwriter for all these fucking jokes.
Did you use AI for these jokes?
No.
No.
All right.
I'm gonna. It was interesting the way he phrased that. He's been culturally queer all of his life. I like that he had culturally, because when people say I'm basically queer and you're not. You didn't go through the trials and tribulations of being fearful in the closet,
coming out,
not knowing if you're going to be shunned by your family, hearing gay jokes all your life, not knowing that they're about you. I like that he had it culturally. How old is this man?
Again, Glee was a while ago.
37.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe he was telling the truth about all the AIDS.
He said in the 90s, so he had the time frame.
Right.
But I'm born in the 90s.
I'll add to that by saying he's 37. He's 37. I'll add to that by saying that when you say culturally, like it's not a way to get away with things, but he has been an actor his whole life on Broadway as well. Everyone's like, you're gay, bro. Like, you're a gay man. And all his friends, everyone around him is gay. So I'm sure he gets that, like, that stigmatized or whatever, that thought of you have to be queer when he had to fight, even though it's an opposite fight for us, right? Yeah. He'd rather be straight than not. But he's still fighting those battles where everybody thinks he's a faggot. Like, you have to be in that.
In my opinion, it's just like when white folks say, I'm basically black because they say the N-word without the hard ER. It's like, just because you delve into culture, you go to the clubs, don't mean you are of it. You can appreciate it. You can vouch for us. Yes. You can
be a great ally.
You can be an incredible ally, and we will appreciate you, but you are still not it.
No, you're not.
Right.
You're not.
So.
True.
You're right, Bonnie.
All right, Bonnie.
So what's next, Bonnie?
Next, let's queer up entertainment. Flex, Todrick Hall, flex. No drag here. The popular American gay singer, songwriter, dancer, and actor, Todrick Hall, recently dropped a new album called Icon, and one of its songs, Flex. Hall is getting attention not for drag-inspired performances, but for sensuous reasons. He rose to fame as a top 8 finalist on American Idol in 2009. Since then, he has showcased his talents across various mediums, releasing multiple albums, one of which received a Grammy nomination. Additionally, he's authored books, built a thriving presence on YouTube, and headlined 2 Netflix specials. Among his standout works is a flash mob set to Beyonce's End of Time, staged in a Target store, which caught the attention of Beyonce herself, who expressed gratitude, later leading to his involvement in choreographing her Blow music video and a creative rendition of Disney princesses in a music video for Grown Woman, and a joint effort with Pentatonix titled The Wizard of Oz, featuring an a cappella mashup of pop hits intertwined with a playful reenactment of The Wizard of Oz. He has served as a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race, where numerous contestants, along with the show's main host, RuPaul, later collaborated with him on tracks and music videos. But the just released Flex video makes no excuses. This is a hot muscle man-inspired word. Culturally, it is interesting to note that a gay, masculine, and sexual theme like this didn't exist 10 years ago. Here's a sample.
Flex, sex, flex, hot body sex, flex, hot chest body sex, yes, flex, hot chest body sex, yes. This one's for the dilfs and the daddies with the thick necks, big pecs and they bouncing like hot jacks. Face PG, body on triple X. You sexy boy, let me see you flex. Based on 10, body on 12, waist on 10, booty on shelf. Sent from heaven, but I'm hot as hell. These boys can't keep their hands to themselves. Titties, supple, booty, a bubble. I got that piece and it ain't no puzzle. Show me that scruff, show me that stubble. If you like it tough, like it rough, big you in trouble. Ooh, dilfs, daddy, flex for me. Ooh, body, bounce back just for me. You walk like dog, like sex to me. Daddy, flex for me, flex for me. Oh, flex. I like it when they strip. I like it when they pegs. Got a piercing in the nip. I like it when that sweat dripping down they sit.
Ooh, so sexy. So, Todrick Hall has a habit of making sexy videos. Well, not a habit, but he's made a previous one in a similar vein to this where it's like a bunch of hot, sexy guys dancing on each other. He never gets the note of like, not just that body type is sexy.
Right?
There are various types of bodies that can be considered sexy. I could be in that music video because like I have a similar frame to a lot of those guys, but like,
that's not even a joke, it's the truth.
Like,
okay?
Dead ass.
Dead ass. Hello.
So,
Pam.
like, honestly, where is the bears? Where's the slim?
You didn't see me in there? Wait a minute.
You were holding the camera.
Right.
So, it's like he doesn't get the note. Like, if you want to sell sexy, it doesn't have to be just that archetype. I understand that's what he finds sexy, but you want to get to a bigger audience. And he's been a controversial figure for some time now. It's not that hard to... Even if he doesn't mean it, throw John in there.
Throw John in there.
Like,
right.
It was
and
my
call
fault.
it a day.
It's probably because he wasn't paying.
I was going to say that.
And come on, like those dancers still haven't gotten paid from last year, all right? And did we, if you folks at home didn't know about that, okay? And, a bunch of dancers came out and said that he hadn't paid them. Allegedly, right? He also was really gross on Celebrity Big Brother, like super gross, okay? If you watch that, then you know.
Well, that's the part that took me out. No, you're right.
Really? Was
Yeah.
it?
Because you can't. Everything else is allegedly, right? Everything else like that.
But Big Brother, you saw it.
Because what he said, he had said something that really triggered somebody that went through a very traumatic moment, and he repeated the words that she received in that traumatizing moment. He knew what he was doing, and it was very, very gross of him. So judging as a character based on that one incident is all I have, because everything else is alleged.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. And also the story goes that he went and got these dancers for free online. They said he was going to pay them, and he didn't. And so it continues to be this kind of weird angle on him. So anything that he has success in just never has that full kind of successful value to it because of everything he's kind of done in the past. And it's sad because he's really talented, man.
Yeah,
Well, I
I've
mean,
been a fan of his for a very long time.
And we don't have to talk about the real friends of WeHo.
We don't, and we won't.
Which was awful. You know what I mean? So you know what?
But he was actually adorable on that show.
Oh, you want?
In comparison to
Okay,
what,
so they had 2
John?
views.
You know?
Yeah, I
they
was
had
one of the
2
viewers.
people watching. They had 2.
I did
John
watch
and
it.
Bonnie. Only half.
I ain't watched that shit. Hell no.
Does he have anybody managing him? I mean, I feel like he just has bad reputation.
Great question.
You know, exactly. He just
He was just a headliner for the AIDS walk, and a couple months back, we were all there, and he was phenomenal.
Right.
He's a
So
great
good.
performer when he's with us, right? But when he tries to be in the straight world, he F's it up.
Right.
You know? So, Todrick, I mean, we're rooting for you, honey, okay?
You are
We like
extremely
You are.
talented.
You
just
are.
need a PR team.
Get it together.
You just don't seem to get it by yourself.
You can hire all 5 of us, and we will take
with
care
money.
of
With money.
Okay, and again, since we heard about your dancers, money up front.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right,
Dress
Contract.
let's stop bashing the boy. Jesus. Next, let's queer up lesbian culture, shall we? Why not me to talk about lesbian culture? National LGBTQ plus Women's Community Survey reveals interesting facts on being lesbian. This week, the National LGBTQ plus Women's Community Survey released a new report shedding light on various aspects of LGBTQ plus women's lives in the U.S. The comprehensive study delved into topics such as sexuality, gender identity, political leaning, income, education, and the challenges faced by LGBTQ plus women. Conducted between June 2021 and June 2022, the survey reached out to 5,002 LGBTQ plus women across the country, posing over 100 questions to capture a comprehensive snapshot of the experiences of queer women. Lesbians comprise 56% of the respondents, totaling to 2,798 individuals. Additionally, 791 respondents identified as queer, while 742 identified as bisexual. Notably, over 52% of participants identified as femme, while butch and non-binary collectively made up less than half of the figure. The survey states that 1 in 4 respondents identified as BIPOC, highlighting the diversity within the lesbian community. It also states that 65% of respondents faced verbal harassment, 51% faced bullying, 32% faced sexual harassment, and 16% had encountered physical sexual assault, and 13% of those had been victims of sexual assault. An impressive 50% of respondents revealed that their primary source of support for navigating abuse at school was their friends, while 57% relied on friends to endure abuse from a partner. This underscores the vital role of community support, especially considering that 54% of the surveyed expressed dissatisfaction with the police's handling of intimate partner violence, deeming them non-helpful at all. This is very cool to see, because we always talk about kind of the gay side of things and what we endure. And obviously we're very physical. We're very kind of aggressive in nature. It's kind of nice to see that women kind of go through the same thing, that we know how to support them in the way that we know how. Yeah. Not only that, I find it very interesting that they call themselves femme while we identify as bottoms. Do you understand this?
That's your
we have to, that's my takeaway. It's so weird.
Look, you know, more of these studies need to happen, all right? Obviously, I'm usually the only woman at the table, right? And that's just what it is, right? But the
reality... I forgot my wig at home. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. We noticed.
But it's true, but it's true what John says. Yes, we do go through the same shit that you guys go through, you know, even more so at times, you know, when you know, as a passable lesbian that I am, right? You know, when my whole entire life since I've been out of the closet, me telling a male mainly, right, that I'm gay, it's you haven't gotten the right dick, you obviously were raped, you hate men, or my favorite, what a waste. right? And this is something that I've had to deal with since I was freaking 16 years old. No girl should have to deal with something like that, okay? I think that these percentages are way higher. I think 65% is predominantly very low for what we go through, right? You know, and what 32% sexual harassment, right? I mean, this is definitely way lower than I think is the actual amount of lesbians that have to deal with.
I believe that.
You know, most of the time, you know, I mean, think about it. Most common workplaces are mainly men, right? When it comes to offices, yeah, the women, you know, for the most part are usually subordinate to the men, you know, and they've got to deal with a lot of BS because their bosses are men. You know, a lot of women, a lot of lesbian women that I know are not out at work, okay? Like women who are very proud in our community that you'll see at all the events in their own job, in their own workplace. They prefer not to be out because of scrutiny, because of backlash, because of sexual harassment at the freaking water cooler on a daily basis. You know, just trying to go to your car and, oh, let me help you, you know. Oh, I forgot you're a lesbian, you hate men. This is something that women deal with every effing day.
I think what I really appreciated from the story was the number. Because so many studies that I read on things, the numbers aren't there. They're really not high numbers.
Yeah.
So this speaks to the community speaking out, right? And I feel like us as the letter community that we are, the LGBTQ plus, it's time to take down the silos and everyone help one another get through these systemic changes that need to happen so that we all support one another. And I know that's ideally what we all want, but it still, this shows that it's needed, and at least within the lesbian community, they have found solace in community, right, with their friends, with the people that they can turn to. Yeah, and I think that's important.
Yeah, but more lesbians need to have gay boys. Yeah. All right, that disconnect between the L and the G is completely ridiculous.
And they also have to make sure that they're taking these surveys. You know, I don't know exactly where they're accessible to the L community, but you know, I know that I get them in the mail and I get them in email and things like that. And I'm always, you know, filling out these surveys because this is the only way that, you know, that we're going to know exactly where the numbers really do stand.
That is important.
This was an eye-awakening for me too, because I didn't know where the L stood in terms of all of the statistics. So this is a good refresher for that.
Do you love me more now?
I absolutely adore you.
And I love that point because I've never done a survey in my entire life. I don't know what that even looks like. I don't know where to get it, receive it, apply for it, none of that.
They come in the mail and they come electronically.
Okay, now you're going to start forwarding your surveys?
I will.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
We'll
Serious.
there.
I'm being serious.
Okay.
Okay.
Vaughn, what's next?
Okay. Next, let's queer up religion. Worldwide Conference of the United Methodists is about to embrace LGBTQ+. We were back with the news from the Quadrennial General Conference of the United Methodists amidst a backdrop of long-standing controversy. Significant strides have been made toward the inclusivity within the denomination. During a morning session yesterday, a set of regulations was dissolved as a part of the packet comprising 106 agenda items, all without any debate on the floor at the Charlotte, North Carolina World Conference. These motions may culminate in the official removal of all the LGBTQ+ restrictions by the United Methodist Church, the nation's second largest Protestant group. The conference draws to a close on Friday. These limitations have been central to significant schism within the United Methodist Church that has resulted in the departure of approximately 7,600 traditionalist churches throughout the United States between 2019 and 2023. Yesterday, other significant changes occurred, including the removal of a ban preventing bishops from ordaining LGBTQ+ candidates for ministry and the elimination of mandatory minimum penalties for clergy conducting same-sex weddings. These measures were initially put forth in 2019 by the General Conference under the Traditional Plan, which reinforced strict policies on homosexuality. Another longstanding ban concerning funding for LGBTQ+ affinity groups or ministries was also abolished during proceedings. The conference might consider many such discrimination bans before its conclusion. They might conclude a ban on ordinary gay clergy and eliminating the passage from the Book of Discipline that considers homosexuality incompatible with Christian teaching. Well, before I moved here, I actually belonged to a Methodist church, and it was very interesting that there was a very large LGBTQ plus community within the church, and I think that was a great thing. I've seen these. I see the people that are really hurting, that couldn't get married, and this is a fight I think every religious structure has had to fight. I feel that this is now a way of putting that out there, that people can start healing and bring healing to themselves in the community, and I think that's what all churches want to do. All churches want to do. Religion is religion, and churches are the church, is the way I see it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I believe in religion, and I'm a religious person, but I don't necessarily believe in the church.
Yeah, and you're not alone,
Right.
And there are so many LGBTQ plus people that love religion, want to be a part of religion, and don't even know how to navigate or what that looks like. We are right now presently coming to you from a church campus of Sunshine Cathedral, right? Where many queer and non-queer people come, and they come to service on Sunday, and they wholeheartedly love the Lord.
Right.
And they're all sitting together next to LGBTQ plus people, and the place doesn't go on fire.
Right. Exactly.
We
don't burst into flames.
So this Methodist church making these moves, making these, lifting these restrictions is a step in the right direction, folks, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you definitely are getting a good message from, the people that speak of religion. It's so great to be in South Florida and have all of these options, depending on what type of faith you might believe in. I was happy to even see my hometown of Livingston, New Jersey, having one of their churches having the LGBTQ plus flag out, saying, we welcome you. So, that is inspiring, and you definitely see change throughout the country with that.
Bonnie, what do you think, baby?
If you into religion, I guess this is cute. Let's see if they make up for the years and decades and millennia of transgressions they made against us with these little crumbs that they're giving us. My stance is usually, I'm not all that religious. I grew up very religious. I grew up Baptist, like Southern Baptist. And then after years of seeing how we were treated, how I was treated in certain ways, it's not necessarily for me. I believe in a higher power. I don't know what that is. I'm still on my own spiritual journey, but religion as a construct isn't for me. So I appreciate this church making the queer people in their community feel more comfortable, but you got to do a little bit more, because you've done shit to us.
Well, I mean, again, these are the Methodists. I mean, we can start throwing hate against the Catholics and all that as well. What would have to happen for Bonnie Builder to be able to go, I'm going to go back to church?
A booking. Honestly, I will send you my raise.
Bingo.
I will send you my raise.
Zelle? If they send me a Zelle,
book a girl. Bonnie Builder on Instagram. You can come find me.
Oh my.
I should have known.
Well said.
Wow.
Right.
As a nonprofit LGBTQ plus media organization, we would like to thank our viewers for supporting our mission to tell the stories of the queer community. We also thank the generous support of Jets Pizza. Jets is the LGBTQ plus community's most popular pizza in South Florida.
Take a look around these streets. Do you really think we woke up one day and said, yeah, the world needs more pizza? Nah, just a better one. Better, like the world's best pizza, Jet's Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed and baked to the thickest, crispiest crunch. You're welcome. Now visit jetspizza.com and save. Click on hot deals for special offers in your area. Jets, better because it has to be.
Next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out television studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m.
We finish tonight's Queer News headlines with a segment we call LGBTQ Plus 1 Minute News.
LGBTQ Plus 1 Minute News. Let's queer up trans rights. Daniel Radcliffe, A.K.A. Harry Potter, claps back at J.K. Rowling after her attacks. Daniel Radcliffe, who famously played Harry Potter, has responded to J.K. Rowling's remarks suggesting she would never forgive the Harry Potter stars for supporting trans youth. During an interview with The Atlantic, he said, "It makes me really sad, ultimately, reflecting on Rowling's past work and empathetic nature and contrasting with her current stance." Well, Daniel, thank you so much. And JK, what gives? Why is there always such a problem with trans with you? Come on.
Right, JK, go to hell. Next.
Harry Potter supports trans. Ha ha, you turf.
I'm not gonna stop supporting Harry Potter. I can't. I fucking live for Harry Potter so much, but J.K. Rowling's a whore.
Oh my, Daniel and Emma, hold true to your story, because at the end of the day, you're wearing the ruby slippers.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up entertainment. GLAAD's new study says number of LGBTQ plus characters on TV is declining. As we inch towards Pride Month, GLAAD released its 19th annual study reporting both decline and stagnancy in LGBTQ plus representation, especially in terms of trans talent. According to the study, in primetime scripted broadcast shows, only 8.6% were LGBTQ plus. The report also notes that 36% of queer characters included won't be returning next season. Well, if you stop killing off all the queer characters, maybe they'll come back. Thank you.
And guess which characters are the first to die? The black and brown ones.
TV's been sucking anyway. We don't want to be a part of the TV right now.
Plot twist: the vanishing act of LGBTQ plus representation on primetime TV.
And let's just give some good representation for LGBTQ plus on this, shall we?
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up the USA view. Hannah Murphy Winter and Billie Winter's Queer Power Couples is a must-have coffee table book. Journalist Hannah Murphy Winter and photographer Billie Winter, a queer couple themselves, spotlight influential queer couples in their book, Queer Power Couples. The book is a captivating blend of photography and journalism, highlighting the love story and life of 14 queer couples like Roxane Gay and Debbie Millman, and Alan Wiffles and Mike Hadrias. Right? As part of a queer power couple, I think I should have been in this book.
I'm not even part of a power couple. I should have been in this book too.
I love a good power couple.
I actually like picture books. They're really good storytelling, so I really will look forward to seeing it.
And as soon as I learn how to read, I am all over this.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up the worldview. Kenya's High Court enforces a temporary ban on anti-LGBTQ plus violence. Kenya's High Court has issued a temporary prohibition on anti-LGBTQ plus activists from inciting violence against the LGBTQ plus community. The interim order was enacted after allegations arose that both the anti-LGBTQ movement and Parliament member Muhammad Ali had advocated for the murder of LGBTQ plus individuals and their expulsion from Kenya. Yeah, all cool, but you know what's not temporary? LGBTQ plus lives.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Ditto.
I'm glad that it's temporary. That's so fun.
And you think that hateful anti-LGBTQ plus people are actually going to abide? We'll see.
Mm-hmm. LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up the USA view. ACL reveals harassment at the heart of the LGBTQ mistrust of police. Study shows skepticism and mistrust among the LGBTQ plus individuals due to the widespread mistreatment of harassment by law enforcement. Analyzing the survey data from NORC at the University of Chicago, the ACLU, in partnership with the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign and the University of California, Irvine, reveals stark disparities in experiences with police within and outside the LGBTQ plus community. With that, I have 3 words. Trust needs rebuilding.
Very true. There are good cops out there. I come from a family of cops. I have a brother who's a policeman, and he's a wonderful ally. So there are good cops.
Whatever team Todrick Hall is going to go to for PR, I think the police should use them next.
There are good cops and there are bad cops, okay, unfortunately. And our community deals with a lot more of the bad cops. And there just needs to be more training for cops so they can know how to deal with our community.
Well said. Exactly.
What she said.
All right, that is today's news for the LGBTQ plus community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ plus evening news show.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Are you, like most of America, part of a very large television audience watching this live LGBTQ plus broadcast right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV?
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ plus digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ plus stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor, FayWhat, and on behalf of these LGBTQ plus reporters, the anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Bonnie Builder, Edward Otto Zielke, Jonathan Casañas, Von Biggs, and me. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. And to our LGBTQ plus world, we wish you good night.
Buenas